All right, welcome back to Currency 365 and welcome to World News episode 17. It's past 7 o'clock here, PM. So I'm kind of late on this world news because the markets have been closed now for a while, and yeah, and I got things that I need to be doing and watching on for more information, and also things on YouTube that are my favorite vloggers on YouTube, uh, which is currently, of course, Roman Atwood and Mo. If you guys know Mo vlogs as well. Um, some people are gonna say Vitali, yeah. Vitali, boyfriend versus girlfriend, and things like that. But anyways, let's get back to the world news, episode 17, and let's see how the markets did here in America as they have closed long by a couple hours ago. So I'm really late here. So let's see. The Dow was actually up today, 76 points. Um, let's see. The Nasdaq was up 39 points. Oil actually dropped to 45.56 a barrel. Let's see. Gold was actually up. Actually finished the day up 1,110.5. And the euro gained against the dollar. It was actually down against the dollar, then it just came up strong at the end there. Okay. Now let's see the rest of the markets. I think the rest of the markets were down. Yeah, everything actually finished down. I think that Shanghai, or was it the Hong Kong? I think Shanghai finished unchanged, I think. And everything else was down. Even Australia was down. Mexico was down. Brazil's markets were down, and all of Europe's were down. I think Europe's probably going to be down for a while because of the huge refugee crisis that they had no business even dealing with. They're Europe. The refugees are coming from Syria. It's a Middle East problem, not a Europe problem. It's mind-boggling what's going on and how this is even happening. How can a Syrian problem be a Europe problem? It's like one day you're sitting at home, right? You're sitting at home one day, and all of a sudden 10 people. Hold up. Let me say that over. Let's say you're sitting at home, okay, in Michigan. You're in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, right, in America, and you're sitting at home, and all of a sudden, 5 people from, uh, let's say, El Salvador, okay, which is in South America, if you guys don't know, are at your door, and they need a place to stay, and they need to live with you. Like, they need to like be there. Like, they're running away from El Salvador, but instead of going to other countries in South America, they skip all of those countries and they come all the way up past Texas and everything else to Michigan for some reason, and they're at your door. And now now the government tells you you need to take care of these 10 people and feed them and clothe them. That's basically what's going on in Europe, okay? These people are coming from Syria. They're bypassing every country in the Middle East. You got all these countries and rich countries in the Middle East as well, rich kingdoms, rich leaders, okay, with palaces, okay, that can hold freaking 500 people, and they're bypassing them to say, Europe, you need to take us in. And then the most egregious thing comes out is the Pope. He comes out of the shadows of the sea and says, Europe, you better take these, he says, Europe churches, you better take the refugees in. And the Europe church is like, oh my goodness, now we're going to collapse too. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it doesn't make any sense that they will bypass all the rich countries in Europe in the Middle East and go straight to Europe. Oh man, and no one sees a problem with that. I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense. It looks like it's a plan. It's a planned attack on the Western world to destroy the Western world's economies. That is what is going on, and I guarantee you, in the next year or two, I will be right because Germany is going to collapse, and so is everybody else taking in the refugees. Do I like to help people? Yes. Do I love to help people? Of course. But when it's a planned attack and you're bypassing rich Arab countries and going straight to Europe, it's a planned attack on the Western world, and I'm sick of it. Okay, so and that, but it is what it is. If you fall for it, then hey, you fall for it. Okay, and Germany clearly fell for it, and they're gonna pay the price here in a couple of years. Okay, because they're going to collapse. Okay, and I actually have people that are actually agreeing with me on that one. So it's pretty good to see people actually agreeing with me on that. Okay, because I'm usually by myself in a lot of things, and then when it comes true, people are like, how did you know that a year in advance or whatever?" But either way, let's move on. We already talked about the anti-money laundering. Okay, but committee is still discussing it. They read it, and now I guess they're trying to figure out what day to vote on it. Well, their date to vote on it is September 23rd, which is a date that, like I already said, that some of us on some of the subs on YouTube have talked about, and it's all over the media. It's all over social media, and if you just search the name September 23rd, 2015, you're gonna find so much stuff that's supposed to happen on this date. So it's kind of odd that that's the date that it falls under. But either way, they're going to be voting on it soon, which is good news for us. I'm pretty sure Maliki and his guys are going to probably try to do something so that law doesn't get done, okay, including a lack, okay, but they're going to fail. Let's see. The central bank reserves fall to 60 billion dinars, and the budget faces a shortfall up to 25 billion. Okay, that's false right there. Uh, the reserves are probably at 60 billion now from 90. That's 30 billion loss. Oh, they probably don't even know where that money is. Why? Because it's money laundering. Okay, a lot of that money has been money laundering, and they're trying to get it back. Actually, they've been getting it back. I think I have a report here that they are getting that all their money back. Okay, from overseas frozen accounts and overseas accounts by these politicians and these whales and what they call them whales. Rich people and stuff like that, okay, and people that are doing lots of illegal stuff and money laundering, okay, but the shortfall of the budget is not 25 billion. They just, remember I kept saying it was 50, and then they came out with a report saying it was headed to 50, then I started saying it was 55, and then they said it was at 50, then I said it was going to 60, okay, and then I think I saw a report said it was at 55 or 56 or something like that. And it's still going up. Why? Because they're still fighting Dash and ISIS. That costs us a lot of money, right? Okay. And they're still doing a lot of other things that, that are costing a lot of money. So the budget deficit is still going up every day. I think they need 7 billion. Is it 7 billion? No, seven. Is it 7 trillion dinars a month? Which is $7 billion a month just to function as a government. So they're way behind, and the deficit keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so it's way higher than 25 billion, and I think the 2016 budget already has a 50 trillion dinar deficit on it, which is about $50 billion. So they're already estimating a budget deficit, a high budget deficit. Okay, but I think all that can change, of course, if they do the way we expect them to do here in this fall. Okay, let's see. projections by subtracting $6 billion in bonds for sale in the global auction. They're still talking about these international bonds and the auctions of them. They're going to be selling them in dollars. And then I think they're gonna be selling them in euros. I think I don't know, man. I'm getting sick and tired of talking about these bonds without having a rate on these international bonds. Okay, let's see. Iraq borrowed from the Islamic Development Bank 500 million. Okay, well, 500 million is it'll help for like maybe a week. Okay, hey, it is what it is. 225 million will be used in a development and renewal of major trade corridor linking Iraq to neighboring countries. Let's see the Islamic Development Bank Group, bank and the private sector arm and the arms of insurance and trade finance arm, public and private sectors through projects and trade finance. All right. Well, the Islamic Banking Act law has not been voted on. I think it's been read twice and it's just sitting there twiddling its thumb. Okay. Also, the bank law hasn't been voted. I don't even think the bank law has been read. Has the bank law been read twice? Maybe. I think the bank law has been read twice and it's just sitting there too, twiddling its thumb. And the CBI independence law, I don't even think that's been read once. The CBI law, I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. Let's see. Let's move on. Prime Minister Abadi through hosted in the House of Representatives on Djibouti. Djibouti says we will decide a new date for hosting body uh, selected timing reforms. Okay, so what happened was Abadi headed to the parliament this morning, and he was there for a few seconds, maybe a few minutes, and then all of a sudden, emergency came up for with him, and he had to leave immediately. So he was there for maybe 5, 10 minutes, and then he had to leave for some emergency. We don't know what that emergency is because they won't say anything about it. So it was kind of strange. So Jabari is saying they're gonna schedule a new meeting for a body, okay, to meet up with a body. All right, so let's move out of Iraq and let's go to California, the West Coast, Southern California, where it never rains or it rains maybe 3 times a year. Okay, and that state needs water badly. I think it rained a little bit down in Sacramento or whatever. I think I heard from somebody. Just a little bit for a couple of hours. But let's see, California, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Now, a lot of you guys that live on the West Coast or even just live in America know about Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, one of the most famous chicken and waffle places in America, or has been in the recent years. So Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle ordered to pay over $1 million in racial discrimination suit. So this is a big deal, I guess, because it's all over social media and the Yahoo News. So so I guess it was a black guy, yeah, a black former employee. He was being discriminated on by the hands of all Mexican or all Hispanic management group. Okay, I guess everybody that was above him, his supervisors and the head boss, were Hispanic. Why I keep trying to say Mexican for it? They were all Hispanic, and I guess he had issues with the treatment at the workplace, issues with the shift scheduling, and so he took it actually to the owners in the HR department, the human resource department, and nobody even cared. Okay, and then he was basically fired. So he went to the courts, and they have awarded this man about $1.6 million in damages. South Carolina jury. Oh my goodness. Roscoe Chicken and Waffles, you are the shame of the day, okay? Because $1.6 million is a lot of money for somebody to be discriminated on, man. Goodness gracious. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how black people are gonna feel about that. I don't know. That's gonna stop you from going to get a job at Roscoe's or even go get their waffles and chicken. I don't think it's gonna stop you guys at all. Hispanics, I don't know what to say. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Uh, let's go to more important news. What about the floods in Japan? Man, you want to talk about a place that's been getting hit after hit after hit with earthquakes and floods? And Japan's an island, right? It doesn't seem like it, but I think it is an island, so it's sinking. Okay, that island is sinking, and it might, in the long term future, might just sink underwater. Okay, same thing with Louisiana here in America, right? So uh, just sinking and sinking. Same thing with California, sinking and sinking and sinking because of all the earthquakes and stuff. So the floods in Japan are unprecedented, and rain in Japan unleashes a heavy floods on Friday. So it's already Friday in Japan. This is why they're saying Friday. Let's see, it tore houses from their foundations, uprooted trees and forced more than 100,000 people from their homes. Oh man. Wow. This is the September rainfall in 48 hours. This is okay. So it says double the usual September rainfall in 48 hours. So they had double the rain in 48 hours. Yeah, that's definitely gonna do some damage. And it says like further off 800 mil, 800. I was about to say 800 million. Wow, 800,000 people were at one point advised to evacuate after officials issued their warning. Okay, so ooh man, and it says 5 million people in the area east and north of Tokyo, and we know Tokyo is a big area in Japan. Okay, the main area in Japan. Okay, so pray for the people in Japan. They're going through it. They've been going through it since that mega earthquake. What was that, 2011? Where was it, 2011 or 2010, when they had that huge earthquake and tsunami, and that was so devastating because I was watching it live on TV. They had everything live, and I remember it was me and my boys. We were at work and we were watching it live on CNN, and the flood was coming in, and people were running for their lives, and people were jumping in cars and running and going off in bikes and vehicles, and they were just, and the water was just flushing them through. People were climbing up to buildings. It was sad, man, and it was live on television. I guess they had the satellites on that area, and we just saw the water come in live, and everything was live, man. So it is, it's sad, and it is what it is at the same time, because we know this is the world we live in. We're going to have natural disasters, and we're going to have sad things like this. So just pray for the people in Japan. I think a lot of them are going to be coming to America for to have a place to live, because Japan's just gonna be a place where people just don't want to live anymore because of the disasters of the rain and the earthquake. So they're gonna probably be coming to America and also the Western world. The Western world's gonna be taking everybody in, and it's just, unfortunately, it's going to collapse the Western world, and because we can't, we are under so much debt now, and you can only imagine everybody coming to the Western world because of their environment that they're in, either war or because of environmental. So that's sad, but it is what it is. But and hopefully we're able to help some of them out as well. All right, guys, Currency 365. I've talked way too long, and I'm done for the day. Check out BGG's dinar report, and also check out Breitling's dinar report as well. All right, Currency 365. I'm out.